What more did Pompeo have to say? He's really been banging the drum on this issue. And how has China reacted?
Tom, that's right. At this briefing on Wednesday, as you said, he was increasing pressure on China, reiterating allegations that China still refuses to share virus samples or details about the start of the pandemic. However, he interestingly did back off on the theory that the virus came from a lab in Wuhan. He only brought it up when asked and said that the intelligence community is still figuring out precisely where this virus began. Now, we did the first official Chinese reaction to Pompeo's statements. China's foreign ministry spokeswoman Selina said U.S. attacks on China were part of an election year strategy by Trump's Republican Party and alleged that Pompeo doesn't have any evidence and that the matter should be handled by scientists instead of politicians out of their domestic political needs. So China has really been sticking to its line that the U.S. is trying to shift blame and repeated the denial from the top Wuhan lab official that there is no way the virus could have come from the lab.
Selina, we also heard from China's ambassador to the U.S. What exactly has he been saying in reaction to this?
So ever since Cui Tiankai became the ambassador in 2012, he's been playing the role of trying to simmer tensions between the two countries. So he wrote this column in the Washington Post saying that blaming China for the outbreak spread risks decoupling the world's two largest economies. He mentioned this lab theory in specific, but he rejected calls for China to pay reparations for damage caused by the virus, saying that similar responsibility wasn't laid on countries when H1N1 or AIDS originated. He wrote, quote, "There's no denying that the first known case of COVID-19 was reported in Wuhan, but this means only that Wuhan was the first victim of the virus. To ask a victim for compensation is simply ridiculous." He also defended accusations that pushed against accusations that China has tried to cover up the virus. He set out a timeline so that within a week of a doctor in Hubei province reporting suspicious cases in late December, China began briefing the WHO and other countries about the outbreak and mentioned that in early January, China also released the genome sequence of the virus. And not surprisingly, Cui did not mention Dr. Li Wenliu, who had sounded the alarm of the virus in late December to friends in a messaging group, and he was then punished for rumor mongering by government officials.
Yeah, and Selina, so we've heard from both sides. What is everyone else saying?
Well, China's in this position where they're not only facing pressure from the U.S., but countries around the world are criticizing China for its early handling of the virus and for the aggressive reaction that they've been getting for Chinese diplomats. So Australia-Chinese relations are hitting a new low after Australia refused to drop its calls for a probe into the origins of the outbreak. In fact, China's ambassador to Australia retaliated by suggesting that Australia could face economic punishment if it continues down this line of questioning. Other countries calling for an international inquiry also include the EU, New Zealand, the UK, countries in the EU. So growing tensions certainly increasing dramatically over the source of this outbreak.